After Jurassic Park's power had been cut off and the dinosaurs let loose upon their tourists, Isla Nublar falls into utter chaos, and many attempts at restoration of control are made, which ultimately leads to the deaths of several park employees and visitors on the island. During the end of Michael Crichton's novel, it is revealed that there are in fact far more velociraptors than originally bred for the park. In fact, in the third act of the book, Grant, Ellie, and Gennaro descend down into the underground nests that the velociraptors have made for themselves, so as to do a quick tally of how many of these animals are in fact on the island. Grant is shocked to learn that 34 raptors have been born in the wild, and several adults watch over them in their cave-structured den in which they dwell. The group notices the animals all seem to have their faces pointed in a curious direction, pointing out towards the sea, and Grant initially thinks this directional facing is a form of communication the raptors use. However, the group then realizes that the velociraptors are in fact looking at a ship coming closer to Nublar. Ships like these usually make port on the island to drop off supplies like food and necessities and head back to the mainland to pick up more. Earlier in the novel, Grant sees two young raptors playing aboard a ship off the coast of the island, and notices that it's heading back to the mainland. This realization has the group terrified to learn that the animals are actually migrating off the island and onto the mainland of Costa Rica. When the group leaves the den and head back to the helicopter where they are picked up and evacuated to the small Spanish country, the Costa Rican government begins to napalm Isla Nublar and succeeds in killing all of the dinosaurs on the island in doing so. However, when they finally reach their destination, Grant and the others are unfortunately met with very harsh penalties for being on the island. Everyone that was evacuated is to be detained and watched by the government in Costa Rica for an undisclosed amount of time, with the only exception being a possibility for Lex and Tim, seeing as they were so young. Grant then gets the unsavory news that there has been several crops of lysine-enriched plants destroyed and eaten throughout most of the country, and whatever is doing it is doing so purposefully as a means of survival. Knowing that some of the dinosaurs have already in fact gotten off of the island, Grant realizes that the mistakes John Hammond and InGen started with Jurassic Park may in fact haunt the world for some time to come. This all happens within the novel universe and has yet to be adapted to the big screen for any Jurassic Park films. It's interesting to me as to whether they will eventually go this route and explore the migration of the animals off of their islands and onto the mainland. In the sequels to both the film adaptation and the first novel, Crichton and Spielberg elaborate that these animals are far more than we can control, and in a send-up to the original Lost World film from 1925, we get several scenes where the T-Rex rampages through San Diego, destroying everything in its path and killing several bystanders in its search for its infant. The Jurassic Park series is a gigantic opportunity to take advantage of the amazing writing Michael Crichton has given us with both of his novels, Jurassic Park and The Lost World. And I would be foolish to assume that no more of his ideas would be used in further sequels. Due to the fact that Isla Nublar was in fact not napalmed at the end of the film Jurassic Park, most of the animals were left alive and able to live in future installments in the series as long as they continued to eat lysine-enriched food, which their bodies genetically needed in order to survive. The Tyrannosaurus from the first film happens to be the same Rex featured in both Jurassic World as well as the upcoming sequel Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom. To me, this leaves the possibility of dinosaur migration to the mainland as a major player and potential plot point in future installments of the franchise. As Alan Grant famously said in Jurassic Park,
I don't want to jump to any conclusions, but look. Dinosaurs and man, two species separated by 65 million years of evolution, have just been suddenly thrown back into the mix together. How can we possibly have the slightest idea of what to expect?
Thank you for taking the time to watch my video, guys. It really means a lot to me, and if you enjoyed what you've seen today, I would appreciate it if you left me a like and subscribe to the channel to make sure you continue to get more videos in the future. Let me know what you think about the Isla Nublar, and what do you think should happen to it in future sequels. As always, guys, take it easy.